Bitcoin is my big idea this time around, and it's been around for a while, and everyone saw how it ran up to $70,000 and then crashed right back down to 16,000. But there's been a big recent move, and there's a couple explanations for it. They're wide ranging. You don't really know when something is as vast as Bitcoin is what is fully driving it, but there's a lot of things happening there. So let's jump over and take a look at the chart for Bitcoin. And I'm just doing my Google Finance sort of thing, just what's been going on in the last month here. And we can see it's up 26% over the last month. I'm going to draw on it. It's kind of doing nothing in that $26,000 range, which it had been in for a long time. And then all of a sudden one day it's just straight up out of nowhere and kind of basing along. But the other day it did pop up over 35,000. So what's going on in Bitcoin? Several things. There was a short covering move. There was talk about a lot of cash flow leaving China and it wanting a safe haven, went into Bitcoin. And then, of course, there's the impending ETF. When an ETF comes in, you're going to have a lot of potential for institutions to take a 2% exposure to something like Bitcoin. So lots of good possibilities and probabilities for this. I've even seen an analyst report that suggested that Bitcoin is going to go to $150,000 per Bitcoin in just 2 years, 2025. So even if it's the end of this time, that's a heck of a return, a big time move, $150,000. I would almost want to get involved. So one of our stocks that we're talking about when we're thinking about Bitcoin, Coinbase is the one that jumps to most people's heads, and that's COIN. Currently a Zacks rank number 3, F's for value and growth. The idea with Coinbase here is that this is the exchange that most people are going to buy their Bitcoin. Exorbitant fees per transaction, which has allowed them to become a $20 billion company. But obviously an ETF in the space is really going to help because there's going to be people that want direct exposure and there's going to be indirect exposure via ETFs. So Coinbase, a very popular name. Let's look at the chart year to date. And, this we really popped up here when the SEC is saying that they're in trouble, but then they said, no, we're not. You never characterized us or Bitcoin as a security. A beat, it's come down, it's testing the waters. Potential to move back up there is pretty good, I think, if we get more developments, positive developments on this ETF story. All right, another one to talk about. It's pretty interesting play here. We're going to get earnings soon on the 8th. It was a miss last time, and we're up around 16. The stock was cut in half, hanging out here, but today really bouncing up big, almost 10%. I will caution you, it is a Zacks rank number 4. It's a sell. So what does that mean? That means that earnings estimates have come down for this stock. And you know what? I'm gonna dig deeper into this one. I normally don't do this in this method here, but we're gonna take a look at the earnings estimates for that. I'm gonna hope that this next slide is gonna be my earnings estimates. It is. Okay, so this is the details earnings page, and from that we're just gonna run through this. We see that they beat before, they beat, but then that was a big miss. Looking for 3 cents as a loss and posting 13. We don't like seeing that. When we had the absolute loss get smaller for this quarter, smaller again, and then grow back bigger. That's why the stock kind of cratered in. But what's going on with estimates? Why is it a 4? So we were going to lose 5 cents, but then in the last 7 days or so, it went to 6 cents for this quarter. 2 cents for next quarter, full year, dropped a penny. So it's actually looking down thing. And then same thing for next year. Not quite profitable yet again. But Bitcoin surges and this thing would surge too. Let's just take a look at their revenue growth. That's the thing that I like to key on. $365 million, 210% this year. Even at 43%, you're getting to impressive numbers here. Definitely something I'd keep on my radar screen, see how this quarter goes. All right, one more name in the space, and it's another Zacks rank number 4, so we can see, we now know how to do that to figure out when is Zacks rank number 4. Stronghold Digital Mining, SDIG, It's a C for growth, D for value. Again, a miss. We're headed down. We're heading lower. We don't know what to do. But again, another big move today, up 12% today. Clearly, people are starting to think that there's going to be some big action in the crypto space again soon. So what are we talking about? We're talking about these cryptos things, and we have this thing at Zacks. It's called Blockchain Innovators. And this is a pay service that looks at all the things that are going on in Bitcoin and blockchain. So are you using blockchain for your business? Are you not? And we're going to look at it. Dave just recently added Paymentus. Pay is the ticker. He just added that to blockchain. Dave's got a different strategy. He is definitely a buy and hold type investor. And I'm going to tell you right now, he has got dramatic gains on his portfolio, mostly because he's been buying what we would call the pick and shovel style company. So instead of trying to, the gold miners, instead of trying to sell the, do the gold mining, sell the gold miners picks and axes and things like that, shovels, and you'll be better off. So he's got a lot of those things in there. I know that he has a very big popular name. I think it's what I can say this because he's had it for a very long time. He's been a very big fan of NVDA. Now you'll say, Brian, they got out of their Bitcoin business some time ago. Well, the focus of it got out of it, but there is still present. It's still in there. It still has implications in the blockchain and throughout Bitcoin. That's it for this big idea on Bitcoin. Be sure to join us next time when we look at some other big topic that's hitting the market. And until then, why don't you go to Zacks.com/promo for all of our latest promotions.